They whispered, conspired, they told their lies. God favors me, my character, my integrity, my faith in God. He favors me. They whispered, conspired, they told their lies, but God favors me, my character, my integrity, my faith in God. He favors me. Hello everyone, it's Andrea and welcome to this edition of Talks in the Car. You know, people will talk about you, they will lie on you, they will try to damage your character, they will try to make it so that your integrity is being questioned. And once we know those things about people, especially about particular individuals, people you may work with, people that are in your family, people that say they're your friends, once you know that, and once you have identified who the enemy is, now it becomes a strategic move on your behalf, on your part, to kind of study them a little bit and to know what their attacks look like, what their ways of getting to you, how they maneuver. It's up to us sometimes to kind of look at those things so that we talked about being fortified a couple of days ago, so that we can build ourselves up and prepare ourselves for potential attacks. I was involved in a class a couple of days ago where the instructor was talking about knowing your enemy, or knowing how to talk to people on their level, seeing what they're doing, seeing how they operate and how they maneuver so that you know how to maneuver. And they used the example of when the United States went to the Vietnam War, and how our military was so unprepared for the way that the Vietnamese were able to attack. We were so unprepared. We didn't know anything about guerrilla warfare. We didn't know about the way they were accustomed to fighting. And because of that, we found ourselves in a position of difficulty, to the point where they withdrew the troops and they came home, because we were not in a place to know. There was no study done on how they react and how they fight and how they go forward with their particular military strategy. And so with that being said, we have to know the enemy's strategy. We have to know how they work, how they maneuver, the little things that they will do in order to set us off balance. And all that does is provide us with our own strategy, with our own ways of being able to fight. When you know how the enemy attacks, then you know how to combat. You know how to safeguard yourself. You know how to keep yourself safe. And so I encourage you, if there are people or situations in your life that have you in a state of having to protect yourself, having to be guarded, find out a little bit about the enemy. You know, watch how they maneuver. Listen to the things that they say. Listen to how they treat others. Pray about it. God will definitely give you strategic ways of handling situations at the asking. And even if they are talking about you, telling lies, trying to make you look bad in certain situations, know that you have God on your side. Know that there's nothing that they can do that can really take you down. Yes, it's annoying. Yes, they may kind of catch you off guard. Yes, your footing may stumble a little bit, but to be taken all the way down, to be defeated, that is not in the plan of God, because God will not allow his people to be taken down by the hands of the enemy. You know, once again, little things might happen that may slow you down, that may catch you up a little bit, But at the end of the day, the battle belongs to God. At the end of the day, you have won the war. But in saying that, you still need to know the strategy of those that are against you. So whether or not, again, it's a family member, whether or not it's someone who claims to be your friend, whether or not it's a co-worker, it's a church member, anybody or any situation that makes you feel or you have identified as being at the place where they are attacking you, seek to find out the enemy's strategy. Seek to know how they operate. You know, once you know something, once you're able to see things clearly, the better you are able to counteract what they are doing. Years ago, I was never a G.I. Joe fan, but I do remember when I was little, you know, the cartoons, G.I. Joe cartoon used to come on, and one thing I do remember them saying is knowing is half the battle. You know, they would give like a little tidbit, an encouraging word to students, and the last thing that they would say, you know, the kids would say, "Oh, now I know," and G.I. Joe would say, "And knowing is half the battle." Knowing is half the battle. How the enemy works, how they maneuver, how they plan on going about their attack is half the battle. Now you have the wisdom. Now you know their secrets. Now you know how they talk about you. Now they know that they'll smile in your face, but will talk dirty about you. Now you know that you could be in a meeting or in some sort of group and you think things are going in a particular way, and they go and they throw you under the bus, or they do something that's totally against what you thought was happening. Once you know how the enemy fights, once you know that family member will say, "Oh yeah, you're my favorite cousin and I love you like a sister," and all this kind of stuff, but then we'll go talk about you to auntie, or we'll go and say something about you to grandma. You know, once you know that, once you know that somebody is acting like they're supporting you in your position, and then they'll go back to the pastor, or they'll go back to your boss, or they'll go back to whoever it is that has a little bit of authority over you and say, "Yeah, but they did this, this, and this, and this, or this, and this, and happened." Once you know that, now you know how to go about it. Now you can guard what you say. Now you can guard how you react. Now you can start documenting things. You can start recording things if need be. You can do your part in making sure that you're one step ahead. And that is the secret to winning any battle, being a step ahead of the enemy. Thinking about what they're going to do, anticipating what the enemy is going to do, and then getting ahead of them so that they're confused now. They're like, "Wait a minute, I had this plan, but that didn't work." It didn't work because you, as the person who is against them, you know what they had planned. You prayed about it. You studied them. You looked at the situation. And now you are able to make your own plans and your own way of fighting back and protecting yourself. So know the strategy of the enemy. Know the strategy of those around you. Know the strategies of the devil. And then make your plan of attack. Seek God. Make your plan of attack so that you will come out strong. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we will see you next time on Talks in the Car.